Good morning, guys. We are late by 2 minutes. Technical problem. Welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. As usual, let us start the session with a nice quote. What is today's quote? Willpower. It is all about willpower. Willpower knows no obstacles. When you have that willpower, no one can stop you, nothing can stop you. We also say, where there is a will, there is a way. So remember, willpower is very important. Willpower knows no obstacles. Now let us have a look at the enrichment. What are you going to learn from the editorial today? There are about 10 words. The first one, substantial. The word substantial means considerable. I think we have got this word many a time. A radar, you all must be knowing, a radio detection and ranging. But here in the editorial, one idiomatic expression has been used. To be on the radar. Someone is on the radar means he is being observed, being noticed. And competent, an important word, means to be capable. He is a competent person. Means what? He has the ability to do something. And usually we express, there's one particular expression. If you go to the private sector, competency, core competency, that goes with the skill set. Perpetrators, an important word, those who commit crime. Perpetrator, singular, perpetrators, plural. Perpetrator, a person who commits a crime. Foiled means to avoid or to prevent. You could also think of the effective word thwart. All the three mean the same. Embraced means to accept something willingly, to adopt something willingly. An important word. Allegiance, you have got this word recently. Allegiance means loyalty. Your loyalty towards someone or towards a particular organization. Stabbed, this goes with types of killing. One type of killing, stabbing someone to death. Stab means to kill someone with a knife. You push a knife into someone's body, then we use the word stabbed. Multi-pronged, you can easily make out. Multifaceted. Many aspects, many facets, many dimensions. You take an approach that has many dimensions, then we use the expression multi-pronged approach. Radicalization. This word comes from a radical thinker, means extreme. Radicalization means to become a radical, to make someone to become radical. A radical also means advocating change, a lot of change. That change could be related to polity or social change or political change. Besides these words, you are going to recollect 5 idioms. Go into overdrive, an important one. Make headway. This goes with research, this goes with probing, this goes with investigation, and it goes with effective English, an important one. Pull out all the stops. This is also an important one. Sink your teeth into something. It goes more with, It goes more with everyday English and workplace, of course. Burn the candle at both ends. This is also an important one. Besides these idioms, you're going to recollect. Today it is a different pattern. Phrasal verbs. Look around, get off, pick up, hold up, set out. And coming to exercises, as usual, we are going to start with vocabulary, spot the errors, para-jumble. Today, para-jumble related to the animal kingdom, animal world, close test, a reading comprehension skill, consolidation. Coming to consolidation, the 10 words, stand still, easy one, semblance you have got recently, melody, not difficult based on the prefix, enumeration, important word, cauldron, a bit difficult, prelude, based on the prefix, easy to guess the meaning, cynical, important word, quaint, important word, frayed, an important word, sobering, an important word, but the last word has got many meanings. It has 2 or 3 meanings. Now let us go to the editorial. What is this editorial about? The basic question. This is all about attacks by an individual. A terrorist attacks on his own. Then there is one expression. This is also an idiomatic expression. Lone wolf attacks. You can easily make out lone wolf. The word wolf has nothing to do with a person. It is an idiomatic expression. He is a lone wolf. This expression, lone wolf, has got two different meanings. One meaning, a person who is always isolated, who does not mingle with others, who is rather solitary. And the other meaning, in this context, lone wolf, a terrorist who works on his own, who attacks on his own individually. He is not part of an organization. Then we call that particular terrorist a lone wolf. So this editorial is all about lone wolf attacks. This has been a trend in the UK. They have seen quite a few incidents where only one individual attacked a lot of people or a few officers, and those attacks are known as lone wolf attacks. So this is all about lone wolf attacks. What is a broad framework that goes with today's editorial? It starts with the attack, the recent incident, and it talks about the threat of lone wolf attacks. Then it presents information regarding the past attacks, 3 attacks it talks about, the editorial, and it again touches the recent attack, and it talks about the media report related to the person who attacked, the lone wolf, and generally it talks about the difference between lone wolf attacks and an organization, terrorist outfit that attacked. Talks about the difference, and then it talks about the intelligence wings, their work and their progress, and it also talks about terrorist organizations. Again, it provides past attack. I don't see a systematic approach, but still, I'm not the right person to talk about that. I felt that way. And finally, at the fag end of the editorial, it poses a challenge. It says, these lone wolf attacks pose a challenge because they are unpredictable. If a terrorist organization plans an attack, for the intelligence wings, it is rather easy. They have a lot of leads, and they can, to a great extent, avoid or thwart that particular attack. But when it comes to lone wolf attacks, they are not pre-planned. They are rather spontaneous, and the intelligence wings cannot have any clues whatsoever. That way, they pose a challenge to the government as well as the individuals. And finally, it concludes on a suggestive note. Now let us go to the editorial and see how it starts. The lone wolf threat. This editorial is all about a threat. What is this threat? Specifically, the lone wolf threat. Individuals attacking the public all of a sudden and no clues to the intelligence wings, and it is not easy to predict, not easy to handle. The lone wolf threat on isolated terror attack in London. This has been going on. These events have been going on in London, in the UK, on isolated, scattered, isolated, aloof terror attack in London. What is the main idea of this editorial? There is no sure way of preventing isolated terror attacks that require a little planning. That require a little planning means no planning. Here there is no article. If you don't see the article, a little planning, at least some. A little planning, no article, it means hardly anything, almost nothing. So it has a negative connotation. When it comes to attack by an organization, obviously a lot of people are involved, a lot of planning is required, and meticulous execution of that planning is called for. But when it comes to the attack by a lone wolf, all these things are not required. Spontaneously and on the basis of whims and fancies, a person can attack anyone, anywhere, anytime. And it is not easy for the intelligence wings to find out who is going to attack, how is that person, how is he going to attack. It is beyond one's comprehension or beyond one's guess. So it talks about these lone wolf attacks, they require a little planning. Because of that, they're very dangerous, not easy to predict. They are rather unpredictable. Now the editorial talks about the recent incident, what exactly happened in the UK. The knife attack, stabbing goes with using a knife, as I have said already. The knife attack at a park in Reading. Reading is a place. There's one famous university, Reading University in the UK. In fact, one of the professors of that university he is considered the first cyborg, cyborg, cyborg means half machine, half human. And he has got a chip implanted in his body. Because of that, he is considered half machine, half human. And for that, the word is cyborg. The knife attack at a park in Reading, a town west of London, which killed 3 people and injured 3 others, is yet another reminder of the threat of lone wolf attacks the UK is facing. The UK has been facing lone wolf attacks, and this is yet another reminder of the threat. Series of incidents, continuously 4 or 5 incidents related to lone wolf attacks, definitely it becomes a threat. So this sentence talks about the recent attack. It also says it is yet another reminder of the threat. What is that threat of lone wolf attacks the UK is facing? Then it talks about the past, what exactly happened in the past. Last November, the British government reduced the official threat level from severe to substantial. There's one important word, substantial, means considerable. This talks about how the government, British government, looks at these lone wolf attacks. Last November, the British government reduced the official threat level from severe to substantial, which means attacks could happen, but there was no intelligence of an immediate terror strike. They may happen, but no intelligence of an immediate terror strike. No clues whatsoever. Then it provides information related to past attacks. Since then, the country has seen 3 major incidents. In November, Usman Khan, 28, who had been jailed for terror offences, killed 2 with a knife at the Fishmongers' Hall, London. Fishmonger, this is a word that goes with traditional English. In the past, we would use these words, fishmonger. A person who brings fish is known as fishmonger. A person who sells fish known as fishmonger. Here, in November, Usman Khan, 28, who had been jailed for terror offences, killed 2 with a knife at the Fishmongers' Hall, London. Another incident, in February this year, a 20-year-old was shot dead by police when he launched a knife attack in South London. Again in London, a 25-year-old Libyan national has been arrested in connection with the latest incident. The editorial talks about past attacks, in the past 2 attacks, ever since they considered this particular threat level from severe to substantial. 3 incidents, 2 incidents here and the recent one. What does the recent one talk about? A 25-year-old Libyan national has been arrested in connection with the latest incident. British media have reported that Khairi Sadullah was on the MI5's radar. Here it is MI, the letters stand for Military Intelligence Sector 5 or Section 5, radar. Here radar means this is an acronym. What is the difference between an acronym and an abbreviation? When you take the first letters of different words and you pronounce every letter, then it is called an abbreviation. For example, BBC. I've taken the first letters from 3 words, British Broadcasting Corporation. When I pronounce every letter, BBC, then it is an abbreviation. But if I take the first letters and form a word, then it is called acronym. A radar, here it means a radio detection and arranging. Another example for acronym, I usually tell students to depend on an acronym I have created, SLEEPS, all capital letters. What do the letters stand for? S for science and technology, L for legal, E for education, another E for economy, P for polity, and the last S for socio-cultural problems. And usually in the exam, any competitive exam for that matter, they touch the topics, they go with SLEEPS, the acronym. So here it talks about that person being under radar. On the radar, it is an idiomatic expression. What does it mean? He was being noticed or he is being noticed. Someone on the notice, someone is being observed. Then it talks about that particular person. He was investigated as the intelligence community got a report that he was looking to travel abroad to link up with terror outfits, this particular person, the recent one. The investigation closed for lack of evidence. No evidence, they closed the investigation, but he is now in custody for the reading attack, which has been declared a terror incident. That time they could not find any evidence, so the investigation was closed, but unfortunately, now he is in custody for the reading attack, the recent attack, which has been declared a terror incident. Now the editorial talks about the difference between, in general, a lone wolf attack and an attack by an organization. Lone wolf attacks in which extremist individuals translate their beliefs into violent actions are hard to detect and prevent. These are unpredictable, difficult to detect, and difficult to prevent. Lone wolf attacks in which extremist individuals translate their beliefs into violent actions are hard to detect and prevent, obviously. They are rather unpredictable. In coordinated terror attacks involving an organization, coordinated, a lot of people are involved, they coordinate with one another. In coordinated terror attacks, the chances of competent intelligence agencies detecting the perpetrators are much higher. The chances are much higher when an organization plans to attack or going for a terrorist attack. And there are two important words here. One is competent, capable, competent person, able to have the ability, and capable person. And if you go to the private sector, quite often they use the expression core competency skills, competency skills, and core competency skill. There's a standard expression that goes with the private sector. And competent person, remember the combination, competent manager, competent employee, competent MD. You could use any person, any designation. And another important word, perpetrators. Perpetrators means those who commit crime. We use the word perpetrator. So when an organization is involved, for the intelligence agencies, it is rather easy to guess or find out and thwart or prevent or avoid that particular plan. Then it talks about the UK's intelligence wings. To their credit, remember this expression, the standard phrase, to their credit, to his credit, to their credit, you can change the pronoun. To their credit, the UK's intelligence wings have foiled, foil means to prevent, to avoid, to thwart. Usually it goes with a terrorist plan, something negative, something that is antisocial. Dozens of terror attacks since the devastating, making a tremendous negative impact, we use the word devastating, 2005 London bombings that killed 52 people and injured 700 others. Then again it talks about the terrorist organizations. It goes on with the same idea. But the UK, especially London, continued to see low-tech lone attacks, lone wolf attacks, where the attacker either used vehicles to run over people or launched knife attacks. Modus operandi, there's one expression, modus operandi means the way something is done. Usually this expression goes with police. Whenever the police catch a culprit or a thief or someone who has committed a crime, they have a press meet, then they use the expression, they talk about the modus operandi, means what? How that person commits that crime. And in this context, the modus operandi of lone wolf attackers, one is running vehicles over people, to run over people, and the other one, stabbing, launched knife attacks, stabbing people, going on stabbing spree. Terrorist organizations had also embraced, adopted, or to accept something willingly, embraced this tactic to spread violence in countries where coordinated big attacks are impossible. Now this has spread from the individuals to organizations. That's what the editorial talks about. For individuals, it is rather easy. For organizations, it is rather difficult. So based on that, these terrorist organizations, they have embraced this particular approach. What is that approach? Lone wolf attacks. To substantiate that, the editorial provides one particular incident. When the territories it controlled in Iraq and Syria started shrinking in the wake of counter-attacks, In 2015 and 2016, the Islamic State urged its supporters first to launch attacks in western cities and then declare allegiance to the caliph. Here, allegiance means loyalty, and to the caliph. Now, this talks about the stand taken by the terrorist organizations. I don't know, all of a sudden, the editorial provides another incident. I don't find this, it is off the track, not systematic. In 2017, perhaps to substantiate that particular thing, they have provided one more, the editorial provides one more incident. In 2017, Khalid Masood, a British citizen, drove a car into pedestrians on the pavement of Westminster Bridge and stabbed a police officer. Again, two things over here. One is drove a car into pedestrians, those who walk on the footpath, pedestrians, on the pavement of Westminster Bridge and stabbed a police officer. Use a knife and push the knife into someone's body, or try to kill someone with a sharp thing or a knife. That is known as stabbing. He killed 6 people and injured 40 others before being shot by police. Though British authorities had prevented some knife attacks since the 2013 killing of soldier Lee Rigby in southeast London, lone wolf attacks continue to pose a security challenge to the public and the government. This is the main idea. It talks about a challenge. Here it talks about, though, a contrasting situation. Though British authorities had foiled some knife attacks since the 2013 killing of the soldier Lee Rigby in southeast London, lone wolf attacks continue to pose a security challenge to the public and the government. They pose a challenge because of their unpredictable nature. In all the last 3 knife attacks, the attackers were known to the agencies. This is very unfortunate, rather surprising. In all the last 3 knife attacks, the attackers were known to the agencies. How does the editorial conclude? The government and the security agencies need to adopt a multi-pronged approach towards radicalization, which is anchored in human intelligence, strong ties with communities and community leaders, and de-radicalization programs. So it is on a suggestive note. It says that the government and the security agencies need to adopt a multi-pronged approach towards radicalization. A radical means extreme thinking, going to an extreme level, radical ideas. But generally, the word radical is associated with change. Change could be political change or social change. A lot of change, then we use the word radical. And someone tries to become radical, then we use the word radicalization, which is anchored, deep-rooted in human intelligence, strong ties with communities and community leaders, and de-radicalization programs. That is rather a remedy. That's all about the editorial. Let us go to the vocabulary part and have a look at the words. Substantial, an important word, considerable. When you spend a lot of time on something, definitely you will see substantial improvement. What is a typical collocation? I can see substantial improvement. I see substantial improvement in someone or in something. To be on the radar, to be noticed, to be observed, a different connotation altogether. Competent person, competent manager, competent individual. What is the meaning of that? Capable. Do you have the competency? What is your core competency? Remember the related words and expressions. Perpetrators, it goes with crime. Persons who have committed a crime. Perpetrators singular, perpetrators plural. Foiled, prevented. And it goes with crime again. Police, embraced, accepted willingly, adopted willingly. A particular policy or ideology or a doctrine. Allegiance, you have got this word recently, loyalty. Loyalty to a party, loyalty to someone. Stab, a thrust with a knife, pushing a knife into someone's body, or trying to kill a person with a knife, that is known as stabbing. He has been stabbed many a time. Or death by stabbing, typical expressions. Multi-pronged, it takes the word approach. Multi-pronged approach, to have several aspects or to have several dimensions. Radicalization, to make someone become more radical. Now let us go to phrases and effective English. Attacks that require a little planning means no planning. Excuse me. Attacks that require no planning, little planning, they obviously become unpredictable and difficult to handle. Is yet another reminder, remember this expression, something is yet another reminder of the threat of lone wolf attacks the UK is facing. Yet another reminder. I want you guys to remember that expression. Important one. Since then the clause has to be in present perfect or present perfect continuous. Remember, there are two prepositions, since and for. They can be used as prepositions and they can be used as conjunctions. But as prepositions, since Monday, since goes with specific time and for goes with a time period. And these two prepositions, they go with either present perfect tense or present perfect continuous. I have been teaching since, or I have been teaching for the last so many years. So we use since or for. Here it is in present perfect tense. Since then, since that time. That means it talks about a situation where something starts in the past and comes to the present. It doesn't go into the future. Then we use present perfect tense. One of the uses of present perfect. If it goes into the future, then we use present perfect continuous. But both the tenses we use the preposition either since or for. Do remember this. Since then, the country has seen 3 major incidents. To their credit, an important expression, to his credit, to her credit. Then you add a particular clause. The UK's intelligence wings have foiled dozens of terror attacks. Another important expression. Lone wolf attacks continue to pose a security challenge. Something continues to pose, or certain things continue to pose. Remember this expression. Lone wolf attacks continue to pose a security challenge, continue to pose a threat, continue to pose a danger, continue to pose something. Something, try to substitute. Then you get a new example, a new pattern. Make it a habit. This is what I have been telling. And the last expression, adopt a multi-pronged approach. While preparing for competitive exams, a particular subject, a particular aspect, you have to take a multi-pronged approach. That is, we also use the word holistic approach. Holistic, complete, touching every dimension, touching every aspect. You can also use multi-pronged approach, multifaceted approach. And sometimes we use the expression multifaceted for an individual. Someone is a painter, a dancer, a singer. Then we say the person is into so many activities. Then we say multifaceted personality, an important expression. Now let us have a look at reading comprehension skill. What are the questions? What is this editorial about? When you ask this question, any editorial for that matter, the keywords have to pop up. What are the keywords? Lone wolf attacks. Lone wolf attacks. And what are the implications related to lone wolf attacks? Unpredictable, and they pose a threat, a challenge, because the public and the government, for both, it is a sort of danger. So remember the keywords, then you can write something about, at least one sentence about the editorial. What is the meaning of substantial in relation to official threat level? Based on one word used in the editorial. What are hard to detect and prevent in the context of the editorial? Again, easy to answer based on keywords. What poses a security challenge to the public and the government? Again, easy to answer. What should be the approach of the government and the security agencies? At the fag end of the editorial, usually approach or strategy or solution, you should go to the conclusion. You find that at the fag end of an article, or in this context, at the fag end of the editorial. You see the suggestion or the remedy, and the answer is usually what should be the approach, what should be the strategy, what should be the solution, what is the remedy. Then go to the concluding part of the editorial. Usually you find the answer over there. Now let us go to grammar rule. Not easy. If you're not, this also goes with common errors. All members argued with each other. This is what a lot of people say. All the members of a particular organization argued with each other. Not correct. When I say members, more than two, a lot of people. When the number is more than two, we should not use each other. These two words are known as, these are pronouns. If you ask me, sir, which part of speech is this? It is a pronoun and it is a reciprocal pronoun. These are reciprocal pronouns. And reciprocal pronouns are two in number, each other, one another. And if you ask the question, what is the difference between each other, one another, or where to use each other, where to use one another? When you talk about two persons or two things, you have to use each other. But here, the number is more than two. When you talk about more than two, you have to use one another. So what is the correct sentence? All the members argued with one another, not each other. If I say the two brothers, the two members, then we have to say the two members argued with each other. All the members argued with one another. An important rule, exam point of view. Now it is time for you guys to interact and respond. Have a look at, let us start with spot the errors exercise. Today I have brought 5, I suppose. Not very difficult. Yesterday, rather difficult. Today, for a change, easy ones. You should get all the 5 or 6 correct. Should not be a problem. Where is the error? Sentence number 1. Yes. What is the subject? With the government hospitals receiving more and more symptomatic COVID-19 patients requiring oxygen support, the demand. All this is like the introduction to the main idea. With government hospitals receiving more and more symptomatic COVID-19 patients requiring oxygen support, that is not at all important. Keep it in brackets. The demand for, what is the subject of this particular clause? The demand. The demand for what? For beds with oxygen lines. Again, that is a phrase, don't consider. This is a technique. When you come across lengthy sentences, always try to isolate the phrases and clauses. Put the phrases and clauses in brackets. Take the subject, look at the verb, make sure they agree. If they don't agree, then there is an error. What is the subject here? The demand. It is third person singular. Then we cannot use a plural verb. What is the correct verb here? The demand has increased. Try to read after that. The demand, ask yourself, will I say the demand have increased or will I say the demand has increased? Obviously, the demand has increased. So this question is about subject, verb, agreement. Quite often in the exam, you come across subject-verb agreement-related questions. Now go to the second sentence. Rather, looks very simple. Sometimes you are, I don't want to say anything. I will wait for your response. Almost more than 10 students have responded. No one has got it right. No one has got it right. But I was in two minds. I wanted to take the feedback from you guys. Today I'm going to take the feedback, the response. Based on that, I will decide. It's not lead to confusion, so I wanted to hold it for one day. I decided to hold it for one day. Good that you remember, Pratik. I appreciate that. Now, I don't think anyone has got this right. That is a bit surprising. One student, who is this? Swarna Rekha says no error. Again, Swarna Rekha says no error. And one more, Locacious, and one no error. I appreciate those students who have said no error. Answer is no error. Nagamani also says, now I see. After that, a lot of students. I can't read out all those names, but do remember, the sentence is absolutely right. No error. Street theaters artists of the state fear starvation more than virus. Fear starvation, no food, more than virus. Now, usually what happens when you come across a sentence like this, It looks so easy, it looks so simple, not too many words. You feel so happy. Oh, an easy question. And with immense confidence, you think there is an error here, but there is no error. There are two words. One is artist and plural artist. Usually the word artist goes with painting, and also you can use sculptor. Rarely we use sculptor, but usually the word artist goes with painting. But what is the word here? ARTISTE. This is also artist, pronounced the same way, and plural is adding ARTISTES. Means an entertainer, either singer or dancer or a performer. This word is absolutely right, but it has a different connotation, different meaning altogether. Artist, we all know he's an artist. M.F. Hussain, a painter, artist. But here, T.E., it talks about an entertainer. The street theater artist means entertainers. Now try to relate. So, singer, dancer, or entertainer, and a person who performs. What is this? Why can't we use fear of? As I said, please remember, when I say there is an error here, don't look at other parts of the sentence. The sentence is absolutely right. Street theater artist of the state, fear of starvation, then it is not correct. You should ask the question, fear what? Fear of starvation, then it is not grammatically correct. Fear of being starved, then it is correct. But here, fear what? Two things. One is starvation, the other virus. And comparatively, fear starvation more than virus. Please go to sentence number 3. Again, a simple sentence. 1 second, you should get it. You should not take a lot of time, because short sentences, only a few words, should not be that difficult to spot the error. Where is the error? I'm rather surprised. It should not take this long. Sentence number 3. No. Sunita has got it right. Who else? And Shivakumar has got it right. Okay, a lot of students have responded, but only 2 students have got it right. I think some more now. Here, they say. This is the moment you see words like said or say sometimes, asked, told, warned, ordered, requested, then you should think of indirect speech or reported speech. And this is known as the reporting verb. And this is a statement, not a question, not a command, not a request, a statement. Then you have to recollect the rules that go with statements, indirect speech. What is the first rule? Not very important, but sometimes in the exam, if at all they give, it becomes difficult to spot the error. What is the first rule that goes with statements related to indirect speech? If the reporting verb is in present tense, present perfect, or past tense, present tense, present perfect, or future, then the tenses don't change to a corresponding past tense. They must have said, the lockdown has wrenched the means of livelihood for us. Then it changes to, here the reporting verb is in present, then here, actual statement, the lockdown has wrenched, present perfect, so it doesn't change. It should be in present perfect. So what is the correct sentence? They say the lockdown has wrenched the means of livelihood from them. Actual statement. Then you have to guess. This is what I have been telling you guys. Whenever you come across a question related to either reported speech or passive voice, you have to guess, you have to think, what could be the actual sentence in active voice or passive voice, in direct speech or indirect speech. Let us have a look at this. They say, comma, inverted commas, the lockdown has wrenched the means of livelihood from us. This is actual statement in direct speech. They say the lockdown has wrenched the means of livelihood from us. How does it change to indirect speech? They say that is understood. That is always optional. With or without the sentence is correct. They say that the lockdown has wrenched the means of livelihood from us changes to from them. That's all. You have to know this for sure. Now go to sentence number 4. Tell me where the error is. Yes, this goes with causative verbs. Whenever you see let, usually it goes with a different pattern. The other day, one of the students posted. I appreciate that student. Help, get, let me go. We don't say. After let, we don't use. So let me go. But that's a different pattern altogether. Help, make. They don't take the preposition to. So what is the correct sentence? We request the public sector banks to help street vendors get cash assistance in their account. Nothing wrong in their account. No problem with that. Here the problem is to get. To should not be there. And remember the causative verbs. One is help, the other is get. One more is make. But exam point of view, let is a different pattern. Exam point of view, these two are very important. You got to remember. Now let us go to sentence number 5. Oh, there are 6 sentences. Where is the error? Sentence number 5. This again should not be a problem. Causative verb, that's right. Causative, that's what I've said already. Please go to sentence number 5. They don't take to. That's correct. We have to use a bare infinitive. Yes, this is an easy one. To practice. What is the spelling of practice? Here it should be. This is a verb. Here it is a verb. Practice. Here it is a noun. We have to use a verb. So the spelling is not correct. It should be T-I-S-E. T-I-S-E is a verb. T-I-C-E is a noun. Please go to the last question. The last one also rather easy, should not be a problem. Where is the error? Yes, that's right. Nagamani. Advice, V-I-C-E is a noun. V-I-S-E is a verb. Yes, what is a clue? Then that is a clue. Then we cannot say, we cannot use a superlative form. We have to use a comparative form. What is a comparative form? More. More crucial than before. More. Most is not correct. More crucial than before. And it is the comparative form. Has anyone got all the 6 correct? But these are rather easy, should not be a problem. Let us go to the next exercise, closed test. First, you read the passage or the short paragraph, part of a passage. Try to understand the context based on the contextual awareness, based on grammar knowledge, based on elimination approach, based on knowledge related to collocations. Try to choose the appropriate word. Degrees of comparison, that's right, Rajshekhar. Please go to the next exercise. What is the first one? Uday, 4 out of 6. That's also good, you should be happy. These are all exam point of view, more or less the same standards. If you get 4 also, you should be happy. One is what? Waking up to screams, thuds, loud noise, scream, shouting, thuds, noise, angry shouting, both mean the same. Scream, angry shouting, and the and the what. Here have a look at the next word, sound. Sound is a noun, and the word before that should be an adjective. So what is the answer here? Answer is sickening sound. That makes you sick. Sick, sickening sound. Sicken is a verb. If you take the present participle form of a verb, we can use it as a noun, we can use it as an adjective. Then they become non-finite verbs. So please go to the second blank. Sickening sound of someone crashing into a wall, a table, or a door. This is the what? Cruel reality, that's right. Answer is 4. This is a cruel reality of many children and young people across our Commonwealth. This is related to domestic violence. And as economies, institutions, and social welfare sectors continue to, there's one idiomatic expression. So these two are related. 3 and 4 are related. Continue to what? Answer is continue to buckle. 6. Under the strain. 3. Buckle under the strain. That means if you are exposed to strain or hardships or problems, initially you resist. After some time, you stop resisting. You give in or you yield or you surrender. Then we use the expression buckle under the pressure. He buckled under the pressure, means he could not resist that. And this is an important idiomatic expression. Usually it has a negative connotation. Buckle under the pressure. Clutches, not clutches. Buckle under the strain or pressure. What is the next one? Of the unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic crisis, there is a dangerous what? Escalation. Answer is the first one. Dangerous escalation in the risk to the millions of people caught in the clutches of, here you have to use clutches of domestic and gender-based violence. Has anyone got all the 6 correct? The last one is clutches of domestic and gender-based violence. Clutches of violence. Which violence? Domestic and gender-based. Not only the Commonwealth, I have read a few articles across the world in many countries because of this COVID-19, everyone is under roof, the entire family and members of family, they have to interact with each other, and this has resulted in a lot of domestic violence, very unfortunate. Children are being beaten up, women are being beaten up, and here the passage talks about, it says the phenomenon, a new thing, restricted to Commonwealth, but in my opinion, many countries, not only Commonwealth countries, this domestic violence, it has been reported from different parts of the world. Now please go to the para jumble. If you have biology background, rather easy, and yes, that's good. You must have read that article. So have you got it right? All the 6, not event planners, all the 6 correct. That's wonderful. I see a lot of students. Mohan, all 6 correct. Tulasi, that's wonderful. Please go to the next exercise. Shanti also, all 6 correct. Great. Please go to the next exercise. Sindhuja, all 6 correct. Sri Krishna also. I want you guys to go to the next one. Please go to the next one. Para jumble. Someone says 1D. What is D? No, 1 is not D. And a few say 1 is C. Buckle, don't separate. Actually, buckle goes with your belt, or usually it goes with your belt. Belt, if you take the front part of the belt, there's a buckle, the metal thing that holds, that is known as a buckle. Also footwear, it goes with belts and footwear, buckle. But when it comes to an idiomatic expression, Don't isolate. The words and the meaning, they don't tally. One C, this is the first one, C. An endangered species of monkey found only in Assam and parts of Bhutan has a far from golden trait. Second sentence is A, C-A. An endangered species of monkey found only in Assam and parts of Bhutan has a monkey. This is not important. A monkey has what? A far from golden trait. It is known as golden monkey. But it has a trait far from being golden, a far from golden trait. What is it? Forced abortion. Very strange. If you go to that article, you find it really strange. Now go to CA, one idea. What is the next one? The third one is D, that's right. Primatologists have observed that the geese golden langur, here this is D. What is the next one? What is the fourth one? Excuse me. Fourth one is F. This golden langur, endemic to the semi-evergreen and mixed deciduous forests straddling India and Bhutan, induce, fifth one is what? E. Induce stillbirth of babies killed inside the womb of females. And what are you left with? Besides practicing infanticide. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the second one. Besides practicing infanticide. So C, A, after that D, F, E, and what is the last one? B. Has anyone got this order? Now have a look at the actual. There are two ideas here. An endangered species of monkey found only in Assam and parts of Bhutan I have separated, see, these two go with one idea. An endangered species of monkey found only in Assam and parts of Bhutan has a far from golden trait, forced abortion. So these two, one idea. And this is one sentence, in fact. Primatologists have observed that the geese golden langur, Trachypithecus G, endemic to the semi-evergreen and mixed deciduous forests spreading in between India and Bhutan, induce stillbirth of babies killed inside the womb of females, besides practicing infanticide. All this is one. At the outset, I said this is not easy, and no, this is actual thing. We cannot change. What is actual? There are two sentences, two ideas. One is CA, talks about the monkey. Second, DFEB, they talk about what primatologists have observed. As I said, not easy. Why? Why is it difficult? Contextual awareness. For this, you got to know something about monkeys and something about nature, something about infanticide, something about abortion. Side means to kill. Infant, a baby. Infanticide, killing babies. Today in our country, we have a problem. What is it? Female infanticide. Deciduous forests, they shed the leaves periodically. Types of forests, we have evergreen, rainforests, types of forests, rainforests, Amazon rainforest, and deciduous forests. Deciduous forests, they shed leaves periodically. And those forests where trees shed leaves periodically, we call deciduous forests. Not easy, beyond any doubt. What is the reason? You got to have some sort of background, only then you can answer. It doesn't matter. Let us go to the next exercise. It's already 8:57, based on vocabulary from the editorial. I want you guys to answer quickly. Already have listened to the words, the meanings. Now it is your turn to respond. Substantial improvement. Part of speech, adjective. What is the meaning of that? Answer is D. That's right. One answer. I see one response. Correct. I will write. We'll move on to the next one. Sometimes you come across, yes, Yaqub, sometimes you come across tough ones. Don't worry. Every time we should not expect something to be easy. It is like a roller coaster ride. Ups and downs, ups and downs. Sometimes you come across an easy passage, sometimes a tough passage. But all of you listen very carefully. I want you guys to remember one thing. Please stop working on the words. Please listen carefully. When you take the exam, all of you remember, every time you can't expect easy ones, every time you shouldn't expect tough ones. Sometimes you come across easy questions, sometimes tough questions. But do remember, while taking the exam, if at all you feel the paper is very tough, tell yourself, if it is tough for me, it is tough for everyone. Then it becomes relative. The cutoff comes down. As simple as that. So once you tell yourself, if this is a tough paper for me, it is a tough paper for everyone, I will try to give my best. Then what happens? You will definitely get a good score, and then it becomes relative. The cutoff comes down. So it doesn't matter, easy or tough doesn't matter, but you should always have the same confidence, the same motivation. You should not get demotivated whenever you come across a tough passage or para-jumble. You should tell yourself, oh, this is a tough one, and shrug it off. Keep it aside. Go to the second one. Here, part of speech, noun. What is the meaning of that? Here, sense of awareness. You can take this one. It is sense of awareness. Oh, you have responded. Fine. Competent person, competent manager. Obviously, it is adjective. This part, I want you guys to respond quickly because already you have listened to me. Meanings, you know the meanings. Part of speech only you have to guess. So, competent, J, capable person. Go to the next one. It's already 8:59. Every day is not Sunday, that's right. Exactly, that's true. Perpetrators, obviously noun. What is person who has committed a crime? Here, persons, answer is H. Foiled, part of speech, verb. Go to the next one. Fifth one, what is the meaning? Prevented. We have got this many a time. And seven, go to the sixth one. What is the answer? Embrace, part of speech, verb. Accepted willingly. Answer is F. Allegiance, loyalty, part of speech, noun. What is the meaning? C. Loyalty. Yes. Eighth one, already a few students have answered the eighth. Part of speech, verb. Stab, stabbed. What does it mean? A thrust with a knife. Answer is I. Stabbing, killing a person with a knife. Multi-pronged, part of speech, adjective, multi-pronged approach. What does it mean? Where is this? Already we have touched. To have several aspects, B. Radicalization, noun, to make someone become more radical. Now let us go to the word map. Substantial, all are easy words. Considerable, worthwhile, weighty, ample, significant, valuable. Easy words should not be a problem, but do remember the word substantial. Let us go to phrasal verbs, rather difficult. First you listen to me. Delay, here you see an example with a phrasal verb. Looked around, pick you up, pick up, look around, get off, got off, set out, and held up. And there is one example. Based on this, you have to find out delay while traveling this way or that way. Tell me what is the answer. Rohit has got all the 10 correct. Wonderful. Shanti has got. Sai Jyotsna has got. Please go to the next exercise in the meantime. Do good, be good. Oh, that's a wonderful expression. Do good, be good has got all the 10 correct. Nice one. Shiv Kumar has got all the 10. Pradeep has got... please go to the next exercise. I'm just reading out the names because I want you guys to work on those phrasal verbs. You need some time, not the regular pattern, a new pattern. 1E. You take from this side, delay while traveling. That's right. I was held up at work. I was held up in the traffic. Start a long journey. What is the answer? You have to use the letters. 1E is correct. And start a long journey. Second one is D. They set out on the last stage of their journey. 1E, 2D. Explore what is near. I'll use arrow marks. Explore, explore what is near. What is the meaning? A. People came out of their houses and looked around. Let someone enter. Let someone enter. This comes here. The fourth one, it is B. I will pick you up at the station. I will enter. That means what? I will allow you to enter the vehicle and leave a vehicle. What is the answer? The last one. Obviously C. We got off at the last station. I hope you got it. 4B, 5C. Now let us go to the next one. Idioms. A bit confusing. Two of them. Three are rather easy. Should not be a problem. All the five correct, you should be very happy. I see a lot of students have got it right. I can't read out the names because we are already late. It's already 9:04. Idioms, go into overdrive. Go into overdrive. Thank you. What is the meaning of that? To start working very hard. Answer is to start working very hard. No. Pull out all the stops. Second one is make headway. Answer is to make progress. To make headway. I'm sorry. It should be here. Here, this is the one to make progress. Pull out all the stops. To do everything you can to make something successful. So what is the answer here? Fourth one. Sink your teeth into. That means to start to do something with a lot of enthusiasm. Here you have to use the fifth one. Burn the candle at both ends. To get a little sleep because you're busy. This is the answer. Burn the candle at both ends means what? To get a little sleep because you're busy. There is one more idiomatic expression, to burn the midnight candle, midnight oil, to burn the midnight oil. Means what? To be awake late night, either to work or to study. Many students burn the midnight oil before exams. Now let us go to the last exercise. Yesterday we taught synonyms, antonyms, but I wanted 1 day time. I want to make it very effective. So today, it is like the old pattern. But tomorrow you will see the new pattern. Because I wanted to make it very effective. Design point of view, I need some time. And enrichment point of view, I need 1 day. So, please go to the last exercise. Don't work on the parts of speech. You can write later. Stand still. Respond quickly. Stand still means what? Yes, that's right. I burn the midnight oil regularly. Either work or to study. Either work or study. One, what is the answer? B, halt. Stand still also means stationary, no movement at all. Semblance, already have got semblance, resemblance, but another meaning, semblance also means appearance. So here, first one is halt, second one is appearance or resemblance. Melody, it starts with, it has a negative connotation, and what is the answer? Malicious, melody, malpractice, a negative connotation. Answer is eye disease. Go to the next one. Enumeration. Enumeration, what is the answer? No one has answered the fourth one. F, what is F? List out, that's right, perfect, very good. Cauldron, this is a tough word. Of all the words, this is a bit difficult. Other words are rather easy. And what is the answer for the fifth one? Cauldron. C. Not correct. No. Fifth one, go to the fifth one. Fifth one is what? J, that's right. Unstable or dangerous. Unstable or dangerous. Prelude, prefix before. So what is the meaning of that? That is rather easy. Sixth one should not be a problem. 5j over 6. Go to the sixth one. C, introduction, that's right. Go to the seventh one. Subtle difference is there, not exactly. Some people consider these as synonyms. But cynical means to have a negative attitude, sick attitude. And skeptical, to doubt everything. Answer is H. Please remember there is a subtle difference. They are not exactly synonyms. I want you guys to remember that. Quaint. What is the meaning of that? Attractive. 8, it is D, attractive. Frayed, another important word. What is the meaning of the eighth one? No. Already attractive, over. Ninth one, under great strain. Frayed means A. And sobering, serious, sensible. E is the answer. 9A and 10E. That's right. And before I wind up the session, I would like to ask a question. Based on that, I will decide. Yesterday I said I would change the pattern. I would start with an exercise. And then I may go to the editorial. Will you be able to handle that? Shall I do it that way? Not the same pattern? In a zigzag, one day, one exercise. We start with para-jumbles one day, we start with close test one day, and we start with spot the errors one day. Shall we do it that way? Say yes or no, that's what I want. Yes. Based on that, I will change the pattern. I will repeat. I have been doing in a systematic way. First enrichment page, then editorial. But I want to change. One day we'll start with enrichment page standard. I will not touch that. But after that, one day we start with spot the errors. Another day para-jumble, another day close, like that. I want to change. Overwhelming response. So almost all the students say yes, no issues. Then regarding how to read the newspaper, how to use these sessions, try to maintain 3 notebooks. One, you write the important words, whatever you have been getting. And second, you write effective English, the important phrases and idioms. And the third, you write knowledge bank. Write about the editorials in your own sentences. And quite often, try to revise and also write related word forms, related combinations. Then these sessions will be very useful. That's all for today. Hope you have got enriched. Have a nice day. I will see you tomorrow with another editorial to enrich your language proficiency. Thank you very much. Maintain 3 separate notebooks, one for words, the second one for effective English, and the third one for editorials in your own sentences, knowledge bank. First one, you have to name it word bank. Second one, you have to name it effective English bank. And third one, knowledge bank. Everything you say is embraced, sir. Oh, wonderful. That's a nice expression. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow.